Hey guys, my name's Mary Lily.
I'm Marshall.
And I'm Caitlin. And we're the hosts of Unveiled Opinions.
Three newly and almost wed girlies with a podcast on any and everything wedding related. Good morning, girls. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
How's
Happy
everybody?
Daylight savings.
I know, with daylight savings. How's it been?
Oof,
Not good.
early.
I know. Everyone have a good weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, so far.
I know.
Recovering from your engagement party last weekend.
Last weekend, my engagement party. Hi, my name's Mary Lily, and my engagement party was last weekend in Augusta. So these are two of my good friends, Marshall and Caitlin, and we're kind of gonna get into it.
Can't wait. Let's do it.
So what was your favorite part about my engagement party? Just sprinkle me with compliments.
Oh man, I should have come with a list.
I mean, the decor was
Yeah.
on point. And
Love all the citrus thing.
your outfit.
Thank
I
you.
think your
whole look.
hair.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Marshall did my hair. No, but it was Sicilian vibes. So I got those ceramic heads from White Lotus season 2.
Mm-hmm.
My mother and I looked it up after we'd already bought them, and it really means something terrible and isn't a good thing to start a marriage off with, but we're pretending that's not applicable to us.
Wait, what's it mean?
It's like an older man came and married a younger girl and then cheated on her or something, and she buried his head in the garden and grew
Tragic. Oh my
flowers out of it.
god. Yeah, we just won't go with that.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh.
Ooh, this is for
Oops.
decor only.
Yeah. I'm like, I like the aesthetic.
Yeah.
Well, I would have never known.
Thank
Learn
you.
something new every day.
Yeah.
I know. Now I'm telling on myself to everyone who asks. I'm like, do you know these mean cheating and death?
Watch out, Matthew.
So yeah, the vibes were spot on.
point.
Yeah, no, just thank you to my hosts. It was a lovely party in Augusta, Georgia, where my fiance is from. We all live in,
Charlotte.
Charlotte, North Carolina. Caitlin and I actually grew up here,
Mm-hmm.
but Marshall grew up just down the road.
Rock Hill. Yay.
Represent.
It's a place.
Now she lives uptown, though. She's fully a city girl.
Yeah. Screw Rock Hill. Just kidding. It's a lovely place.
Okay. Well, speaking of engagements, that's kind of what we want to dive into today. I mean, this is the day you officially become a bride. I feel like your wedding kind of starts, maybe a month before engagement, to be honest.
Yeah. Let's be honest. It really starts before
Yeah.
you are actually engaged. So we're going to talk through that. The before, the during, and then what happens after
Yeah.
to that first Instagram post.
From you getting your nails done to the aftermath of planning a wedding.
It's a monster.
It's a roller coaster.
Okay, so how did you guys feel, I guess, before getting engaged? You guys are both married
Mhm.
very recently, and I'm in the middle of my planning process.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you guys feel like?
I was excited. I also knew that I was getting engaged, so that took some of the nerves away.
Yeah, I knew about mine
yeah.
too, but I'm a control freak. Caitlin,
Yeah.
did you know about yours?
I mean, we had gone and looked at rings, so it's not like it was a surprise. However, I wasn't expecting it the weekend that it happened.
Kind of.
Kind of. I was hoping.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I was
she was like, I don't know, I feel like everyone's keeping things from me. We're going on this trip. There's a boat cruise, but it might be public.
The
I'm
horror.
not sure.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you're losing your mind.
Yeah, I was unwell for a bit of time.
No, but everyone, I think that's something no one talks about is everyone loses their mind before they're
Yeah.
engaged.
Yeah. I was disappointed that nobody talked about that to me.
Every
I
single
know.
morning I woke up and I was like, I could be engaged today.
Yeah.
And every night when I wasn't engaged, I was like, you're fucking kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another night.
Right. I think from the moment that my mom told me that Gil met with her and my dad, I was like, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen?
My mom told me too. And
Well,
I'm like,
I told my mom to tell me.
Oh.
She was like, do you want me to tell you? I was like, obviously, like, I don't do secrets well. Like,
not
I
my
need to
mother.
know.
My mom like called me. She's like, "Oh my God, Daddy and Matthew just had the sweetest dinner." I'm like, "What?" And then I'm like, Matthew did say he was going to dinner with colleagues, which
That's your
he's never
first
said in
clue.
his life.
Yeah.
What
Kyle,
Did Kyle ask?
no, nobody. Well, yeah, he did
Yeah.
ask my dad. They did lunch one day, but my mom never told me. And she just like,
Janine loves that stuff.
oh yeah, she loves a
She like
secret.
relishes in like that you're gonna have a surprise and stuff.
Yeah. So
I don't do surprises
everybody
well.
kept it. I mean, anytime that Kyle
My
went
mom's
to,
like, "I've got a secret,"
And then she like taunts it.
yeah, Kyle would turn his phone on airplane mode anytime that he went to the jeweler or was meeting with my family.
That
Like,
is really
That
off.
is-
He was like,
genius.
Yeah.
but I also like, I don't check his location that much.
I know.
Yeah.
Especially during the workday. I'm like, you're at work, do whatever.
Guys,
And-
Matthew moved offices the other day, and I was like, "Wait, where's your new office?" He's like, "You don't check my location." I'm like, "Not when you're at work."
No,
No,
like,
yeah.
you're at work.
I'm like, "Do I
The
need to
last
start?"
What are you telling me?
So that part was definitely a surprise
Mm-hmm.
of like, in hindsight, them being like, oh, well, here's all the things that
Yeah.
we've been up to. And I was
I
like,
know, but
oh.
you could sense it. God, Caitlin was like,
Yeah.
"Who starts a marriage off with all these lies?" I was like, "It's called a surprise, numbnuts."
I know.
I love that she like flipped it. Like, oh, we're starting on a bed of lies.
So she found a way to make herself a victim in
Yeah,
the surprise
and
of her life.
Kyle was like literally planning that
Planned a sunset cruise,
he started.
just the two of them.
Yeah. And it was,
It's not a
Beautiful
public.
engagement at the first place they ever went on a weekend away together, and it
And-
was her best friend's wedding that they were at. So it was very memorable. Like he
Aw.
planned something good, and Caitlin's like, "Liar!"
and literally he had been planning it so far in advance that our anniversary gift, which was our anniversaries in June, like our dating anniversary, it was the gift for this trip.
Oh, that's
So like
sweet.
and the trip was in October.
Oh, wow.
He had a scheme.
Yeah, he's a
Gil wasn't
schemer.
like that. We just had a trip planned to St. Thomas, and he's like, when am I ever going to get this opportunity? If I don't do it here, I'm going to have to like plan something. So,
No, not Matthew needs a lot of direction. So I basically, after he had the ring for weeks, had let me try it on.
word around the house.
Like after like he was just, I don't know, like proposal seems like a lot to plan. And that's just Matthew. And I was like, "We're going to the beach this
You're like,
weekend."
let me do it.
And then he proposed at the beach the last day we were there, though. So like I knew he was doing it, but then he made me fucking
Wait.
wake up every single morning thinking, "I'm at the beach with your whole entire family. Like, are you going to give me the ring that you've already showed me 10 times today, or like not?"
Are you just teasing me at this point? Gil did it the first night because he said there was no way that he could just like, because we were there for 5 days.
No, you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
Matthew carried it around with him the whole time. He brought it on the boat.
Yeah.
No,
Gil had it in his pocket.
not like in a
Not in a box.
nothing.
Oh my
Just
gosh.
free balling in his pocket.
Hit
Your grandmother's
My
ring.
grandmother's ring. Yes. When he proposed, there was no box. He just yanked it out of his pocket.
Okay, and for context, Marshall has her grandmother's ring, and
Yeah.
it's a giant solitaire. It's
And it's
And
so
the
there's like
antiques.
actual like sentimental value. Like if he dropped it in the ocean, he would be diving down to get it. Like it's not just
and
like
Gil would
insurance will
do
get me
something
anything.
Yeah.
like that. It's not like Gil's not that guy. We love you, Gil.
Yes. Gil, you're great.
So everyone's family knew about it.
Mm-hmm. I think when you ask though, like permission, that's just kind of what happened. And then they had to ask for the ring from my parents.
Once you ask though the family for permission, then like the bride's family, I feel like is like waiting. Like they're like,
Yeah.
okay, like you better like
Mhm.
get engaged to my daughter. Because I know this one girl
Yeah.
who like the guy asked or like he like scheduled a vacation down to like see the dad and like go fishing at their
Mhm.
beach house one weekend, and then like didn't say anything. And they all were like, "Oh my god, this is for the ask." And then like another time he went and did ask, like took him out to dinner, and then like it didn't happen. So I'm like, boys, once you ask the freaking family,
Uh-huh.
the bride's family is gonna start hating you if you
Yeah,
don't ask
like the
them.
longer
Yeah.
you
Like-
sit on it is.
Also,
And it's
how
like
do you
they
have the
don't- they
balls
can't
to ask the
ask.
dad and not the girlfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
My dad forgot well, I guess he didn't know he had to ask. And so he proposed, and then my mom was like, "Did you ask my parents?" And he was like, Oh. And so they had to like drive and go see
Oh my gosh.
her parents. And they were like, and they were
My
in
God.
college. They're kind of young. They're like, what's
yeah.
going on?
That makes more sense. They were in college though.
My
No,
God.
apparently my dad, when he was asking my mom, he was going to do it one night and then just didn't do it that night. So my mom, like, they had like this nice dinner planned. She like dolled all up because he had asked
Yeah.
my
Yeah,
grandparents.
your mom's like, I curled my hair.
Yeah, and she was like, I was waiting for it all night, and then he didn't do it, and he dropped me off at home, and she was like, what in the world? And when they did get engaged, she was like, why didn't you do it that night? And he was like, it just didn't feel right.
Men.
What?
Yeah.
Men.
I would have died.
So if you're confused, you're not alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Men are confused themselves, and that's why they can't tell you what's going on. They have no idea.
No.
Did you guys do anything before getting engaged? Like wedding planning? Did you start?
I didn't book anything. I mean,
Mm-mm.
I got the ring sized and like insured and stuff like that because I knew Gil like wouldn't even think to do that. He calls it getting your ring altered instead of getting it sized.
I need to get mine altered again.
I do
Like,
too,
and
honestly.
it's like, I'm like,
Is it big again?
yeah, but I'm
Is
like,
it
it's-
twisting?
I feel like it was like this the whole time, and now
Mhm.
I'm just like, it's been a few months, and I'm like, okay, I got my ring size, and it's still really annoying.
Well, also, you know, in the winter, your fingers, they're not
Shrivel
swollen.
up.
Yeah, they're not swollen. So
yeah,
that's why I don't want mine too small because I don't want it to feel like it's cutting off my circulation this
Yeah.
summer.
it's just hard for me right now because I'm not eating
Yeah.
as a bride, and
Relatable.
but I am drinking, so it's like I feel like an African child a little bit. Like I'm puffy, but
Like-
I'm getting thinner.
Yeah.
Or an alcoholic. All right.
Either
Anyway.
or.
Pick your
So
poison.
Marshall, you
Mhm.
didn't book anything.
What about Kate? Did you?
No, we didn't book anything. I asked my mom to start or interview planners.
Well,
I just had it narrowed down between two
Yeah.
venues.
I had a bunch of plans and best laid plans. So my wedding date was picked before my engagement because of the venue. Then, and we had who we thought was going to be my planner, all the things. And then, the best laid plans. Everything has changed basically like 10 times for my wedding. So I would just say go into it with an open mind. And the wedding world, I think I really had a big idea of what I wanted my wedding to look like. And then you don't even realize like all these questions and things they're going to throw at you. So I think just like go into it with an open mind and not like, I was like, I want this. And like, if you can't give it to me, like screw off. And then the world basically was like, all right, we'll fuck up your whole wedding.
Yeah.
And then they did. And then my church canceled and then they let us come. So
I think that's
we'll
a
get
good
into this
point.
story.
Yeah.
But I did do a bunch of stuff before, which I think was somewhat good, but it also put pressure on Matthew, needed. But, things still did change. So there's that.
That's a good point about the date. Caitlin, did you have like a certain date in mind or were you just kind of like whatever's open with the venue?
I really wanted either like a fall or winter wedding. So I was
Mhm.
looking October to December. And wow, I mean, we got engaged October. So it was a year
Mhm.
plus out. And the amount of dates
Yeah.
that were not available
Mm-hmm.
was crazy.
Yeah.
What about you, Marsh?
It depended on the location. So I was between Blowing Rock and Polly's Island. So if it was Blowing Rock, I wanted like a summer wedding.
You know,
'cause-
Yeah.
I've heard
Uh-huh.
since you did not have your wedding at Chatola,
What?
only the worst things
Oh, well,
about weddings
I-
there.
Yeah, it was the communication is what
Yeah,
ultimately.
and you told me that.
Mhm.
And I've said that to everyone who's
Mhm.
like, I went to Chatola for a wedding and it was name blast. Sorry. First, last.
I mean, it's beautiful, but yeah, the poor communication
Yeah,
is
they
why I
said it was
didn't
just like
even-
terribly run
Mhm.
and just like pretty, but like just like a really poorly run
Yeah.
wedding. And I'm like, that would make sense because
Mhm.
Marshall was trying to have her wedding there and like couldn't get an email back.
Yeah, it'd like be days. But yeah, so if I did it in Blowing Rock, I'd want like June. But
Yeah.
they also mountain weddings, they don't go past a certain month
Yeah.
because of weather.
I'm
And
having a
then-
mountain
yes.
wedding.
And then at the beach, which is where I ended up doing it, I would want fall. So
Yeah.
I looked at October, but that's like the most popular. So I did November. But I think
Yeah.
anything like fall, winter weddings are always beautiful. So
Mhm.
And it worked out with when I got engaged. So I had like a year and I think 2 or 3 months to plan, which is perfect for me. I need all the time I can get.
Not me.
I know. But you're like way more type A.
I have the wedding date had passed before I got engaged. I was like, we're under a year to the wedding date, Matthew. So if you could propose.
Yeah, you're like, we have a timeline and I'll keep planning.
I'm like, we need to start buying things.
But it's crazy for me to do it if I don't have a ring.
Yeah. But I also really wanted magnolias, which is the beginning of summer. And I really wanted to do it in the mountains at this place that's special to my family. So I was like, Matthew, like, propose now or we will have a 3-month engagement. Like, do or die. So, yeah, he did.
And here we are.
Here we are planning a wedding. So speaking of all of that, what was your like during like? So that was kind of like our befores. But during your engagement, how did you feel? Was it what you expected? I mean, I feel like as girls, we have this build up our whole lives of like what your engagement's gonna be. And then it happens. And like tell me about it.
Well, we were on a family trip, but it was only Gil's sister and brother-in-law that were there with us. So they knew. It was exciting. I think it was exciting to be able to celebrate with someone afterwards. That part was fun. But it was nice that they weren't like, apparently they were there. Yeah.
They could see it happening, but they were not like physically present.
Yeah. But then like after Gil and I celebrated for a bit, they came down with like champagne and everything.
Yeah.
And then we went to a really nice dinner. So that was fun.
That's sweet.
But he only told obviously my parents and them. Like his parents were coming in like 2 days and they had no idea.
Oh my
No
gosh.
clue.
Which is awkward.
It was. That phone call, that FaceTime afterwards was a bit, they're like, are you serious? And I was like, no, it's a lie.
You're like, you realize you can see my face.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
This is a FaceTime call. And then
my
I was like, Gil, you
gosh.
can handle all this. And I just
Marshall's like, I'll
made
walk
a
away. I
drink.
think you need to talk to your parents.
Candy
You
was
need
like,
to
let's just
fill
keep
'em in.
drinking. And I was like, okay.
Oh my
His
gosh.
sister's a hoot and a half.
Oh my God, she's wild.
That's funny.
It is a little weird. Mine, no one knew that it was either. And so that happens. Yeah, like mine. So my family, I knew all the things. And Matthew was like, well, I'm not surprising anyone. I've got to surprise my family. We're at the beach with only his family. They have no idea. They're like all sitting on the back porch. They thought I was napping because that's like my life. And
On brand.
we were actually on a boat ride where Matthew was like not even looking at me. He took me over a mile offshore. And it was to a special place, but I was like, I know we're getting engaged. Like we can stop driving the boat for like 20 minutes. Thanks.
But just give me my ring and then we can do whatever.
Yeah.
Like, are you gonna it was sweet. He made a little speech, which was sweet, but also at the same time, like I thought it was gonna be so emotional. Like I wasn't that emotional. I was like, great, like thank you. And then he wasn't
Thank you.
he
was my
wasn't that
ring.
emotional either. I was like, what are you thinking right now? And he was like, I'm trying not to crash a boat, like Mary Lily with both of us on it in the middle of open water. And I was like, great, I like love it. He was like, do you feel like anything's changed? I was like, I guess, like, yeah. Do you not? He was like, nope. So can you stop complaining?
Like he did that to shut you up.
Yeah. And then we got back to the house and no one knew. And we just walked out on the porch and I was just like smiling. And they were like, why are you like being so weird? They're like, why are you in a dress? Like, didn't you just wake up from a nap? Like they had no clue. And then they freaked out and like everyone was crying, which was fun. Like that there was a genuine surprise, but also like my brother-in-law to be like ran and got Andre.
Because it was the only thing.
And my
cold,
mother-in-law drank some of it and then spit it out and said, go return this. It's so bad. Get warm alcohol. We don't even care.
Just don't ever buy this again.
Yeah. So it was like fun, but it was like just very Matthew though. Like,
Yeah.
Which is, you're a planner.
Yeah.
And so it was the opposite.
He's like play it by
Yes.
ear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but we were on the beach all day and out on the boat and he just like literally had the ring out on the boat.
Yeah.
And didn't ask though for 2
Didn't
days. Caitlin's, I feel like, was like the most like, I mean, yours was cute. But
No, I mean, like Gil and I are just not like romantic, sentimental people. So like it was very on brand for
here
us.
comes Caitlin's like,
But hers
dream.
is like picture perfect wedding magazine.
But I didn't like, that's not what I want. Like, not, I love it. But like when
Caitlin's whole life is picturesque.
I didn't grow up being like, oh, I need to have this like crazy engagement. Like I knew I didn't want it in front of people. Like I just wanted it to be intimate. I wanted it to be the two of us. Like that's what this is all
I think
about.
it was very important for the three of us, all three of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, Kyle, like, he really went into planning mode. I mean, he was planning this from June.
You guys, Kyle's a cutie. We went to the jewelry store one time while they were engaged, and like,
I haven't worn those earrings in a while. I need to pull
they
them
were
out.
pretty expensive. And
She'll wear them.
He was like, I was like, buy them, Kyle. I'm like the biggest pusher about buying stuff. I'm like, buy them. He's like, Mary Lily, do you realize I just bought Caitlin a wedding ring? He's like, and I just bought her engagement ring. He was like, and these
Gorgeous ring, by the way.
are multiple, like a few grand. And I was like, buy them. She needs it. Like,
Yeah.
And he got 'em.
sweetie, he did get them.
I've got to wear them.
He put them on. He was like, all right, like, I'll get them for her. He was like, just give me a month. I was like, you're
And
an
especially
angel.
it's March. I've got to wear them.
You do.
They're little
They're
shamrocks.
clovers.
Yeah.
They're
And the note that
beautiful.
they were my wedding gift. The note he was like, I always want you, because like my maiden name's Flanagan. My birthday's St. Patrick's Day. Like,
Caitlin Allison, spelled the Irish way.
yeah, very Irish. And so he was like in the note for the wedding. He was like, this is, you know, I want you to always remember like where you came from. It was so sweet. Anyway,
What is Cahoon?
Cahoon is Scottish.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caitlin's like, I'm Irish. Don't get it twisted.
Don't.
My grandmother
That's
is
sad.
Scottish.
Her parents are very Irish, and her mom was like, I'm more Irish than Caitlin's dad. Did you know?
Yeah. But
She's
my
like, I have
grandmother
my
could
DNA
technically
in
get
3.
citizenship to Ireland. But anyway, we digress.
Point of contention.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, go on with your engagement story. We're like,
Yeah, so we were in Wilmington, super cute. We love that place. We actually drove separately there. And so, because he
okay, Kyle was on a work trip.
Yeah, he
Caitlin,
was on-
don't act like Kyle was like, drive yourself.
he was on a work trip, which is why I didn't think it was going to happen. And so
She was hoping.
I really didn't think he was going to bring the ring to not just a work trip. They went offshore fishing all week, like, and just drank. It wasn't like it was like, oh, we're in meetings. It was like a client appreciation. Right. And then he was like, oh, we're going on this sunset cruise, which the place that we stay, they do like a pontoon boat every day that's like just for the guest of the place. It's like, oh, we're doing that. Like, surely he knows that I don't want an audience, so like it would not happen there. And then he was like, oh no, I chartered a sailboat. And I was like,
Aw.
that's a little bit, that's curious, Kyle.
Why'd you do that, Kyle?
Oh, my outfit's changed.
And so, yeah, he thought he was about to fall off. He was so nervous. He like planned his speech, went off script. I was so calm. I did see the outline of the ring box and the thing in his pocket.
At least there was a
The
box.
thing.
And I think that like calmed me down, and I was just very like practical, even
I
keeled.
was super calm too. Like, and
I
I'm,
was too.
I'm like such an emotional
Yeah.
crier.
Mhm.
I cry at like dinner. And
Cry at commercials.
yeah, like I like cry all the time. And I did not cry. I was like so straight faced. Like,
yeah.
and I think Matthew might have teared up a little bit. Like he talked about his family, but I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, you're like, okay.
And like now that I go to weddings, also like I used to like cry all the time at weddings. Like
I still do.
I tear up
cried-
at weddings.
I don't
I cried
anymore.
thinking
Oh.
about your wedding.
I didn't cry at your wedding. I
That's-
cried before your
well,
wedding.
Yeah, you cried
Probably a
all
lot.
day.
I didn't know it at Caitlin's wedding. I think it's just like the moment I have so much anxiety. I'm like standing up there. I'm like a ball of nerves.
I
I'm
feel
like,
like I don't cry up there, but like sometimes you're in speeches. I cry.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't cry at your wedding. Sorry.
Yeah. It's okay. It wasn't cry worthy.
I was freezing.
I cried at the.
I think I was cuddling with Murray.
I literally cried watching the Love Is Blind weddings, and then I started crying more.
I cried at the Love Is Blind weddings and not my best friend of 20 years.
And then I started crying more thinking about your wedding, and so that was it.
Aw.
That was.
it's always the dad's like speeches that get me usually.
I
My dad's speech
sobbed.
is going to be like 2 seconds.
I told my dad he didn't have to talk. He was like, "Oh well, if you want me to." I was like, "Don't worry about it."
Oh my god, the pictures you can tell when I'm like listening to my dad's speech, because I just went back through them again yesterday, and yeah,
You're like gonna cry right now. I feel like I'm gonna cry like during the father-daughter dance, and that's like it.
My dad and I were just like cracking up. Like I think we were like talking shit during ours. It was
that's very.
it was
your
nice.
dad.
And he's like, I'm gonna spin you. I'm gonna spin you. And I was like, oh, okay.
Such a joke.
Because we didn't practice anything. We just my dad's like
You guys, my dad hates dancing. Like
My
he's
dad loves
allergic
it.
to
I feel like that's like a whole episode we'll have to do is like
Yeah.
wedding prep.
Okay, next most important part of getting engaged is posting
Abby.
and like telling
Getting that
people.
perfect caption.
Yeah. Like pictures. Did you guys have photographers?
No.
No.
I didn't either. Did you guys like take a bunch of pictures of the ring? Because I felt like that was super awkward, but my mother-in-law made me do it. She was like, go out there and take pictures of your ring on your hand. I was like, I don't really
It
like
was
my hands.
Dark.
She was like, you're going to
me.
want it. I was like,
Oh. I don't know. It was dark. Like the sun had set by the time. So like we have a couple pictures that Hunter, my brother-in-law, took. I think some like random like person at the resort took some.
right.
But I mean, honestly, I like them better than like photography
Yeah.
pictures. They're very like lots of candids. Like none of them are perfect. My hair was a little frizzy. I mean,
right.
but like
yeah, mine too, after going a mile
yeah, I mean,
on
like
the
I have
boat.
frizzy hair anyway. So like being on the beach,
Yeah.
didn't.
I think my hair was in a ponytail because it was
And
like
mine was in a clip.
and Gil was
Yeah,
rushing.
like-
Gil had rushed me to getting ready.
Yeah, my hair was wet from like the beach and the
Yeah.
shower still.
No, but I
was
kind of
yeah.
feel like that's all how all of us would want it, you know?
Right.
yeah.
I love looking at people's, like, I love looking at Jacqueline's pictures and stuff,
Yeah.
but I didn't want anyone. I wanted it to just be me and
You
Gil.
guys both had engagement photos, right?
Yeah, but mine were done, like, way after we got, mine were done, like, a month before our wedding. And it was just because it came with, like, the package that I
Yeah.
got, but also I wanted to
Meet her.
meet my photographer, and
Yeah.
like Gil's like very nervous in front of cameras, and so like just kind of get some
Yeah.
you know.
So when did you guys post on Instagram or like tell people? Did you guys like wait like a long time to tell people?
My parents didn't know it was happening that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So we FaceTimed that. They knew it was coming. They had an idea. They
Yeah.
had a hunch. I mean,
Oh my God, Janine really let like Kyle have control. That is,
but
I
well,
love you, Janine.
so we FaceTimed them. We FaceTimed his parents. We FaceTimed Mary Lily and my brother and a few other people. And then didn't tell anybody until like called people on the
Mhm.
drive home. And then I think I posted Sunday night. And
It was fun because I was at my brother-in-law's wedding. So like I was like already I was like, FaceTime. I was like so excited. And I was like, Kayla's getting married. And then the next day I kind of forgot.
Yeah.
And then it was a happy surprise. I was like, oh my God,
Again.
everyone's engaged.
yeah.
You got surprised all over again.
Well, I'm also like not very good at social media. So I posted Sunday night and then I like forgot that I posted and I don't have Instagram notifications
Uh-huh.
on my phone.
And then people start texting you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was like, and then I like pulled up Instagram and I was like, oh.
My sister-in-laws were like, when are you going to post so we can start texting people? I was
That's
like,
how it was with me
holy
too.
crap.
Yeah.
It
It's
was-
a lot.
Yeah,
It's
I think
a
I
lot
posted,
of people talk to you.
I think
People
I posted
come
the
out
next
of the
day.
woodwork.
Oh yeah, the next day or 2 days later. But we FaceTime. I'm gonna be honest. I think I must have been drunk because I don't remember. Like it's kind of blurry. Like,
Okay. I'm
but
gonna be
Gil
honest,
FaceTime
I'm
people.
Sure you were.
I think I sent a picture to people. Maybe I don't
Yeah.
know.
I forget how
I
you told
forget.
me. I think you might have texted me a picture.
I think I might have texted you, but
That's
Kendrick
me
called
too,
me.
more. I like don't think I don't think I FaceTimed anyone.
Gil did. So Gil
I tried to FaceTime my parents, didn't answer.
I think my mom
I
didn't
tried-
answer either.
I never
we
got-
FaceTime Matthew's brother, didn't answer. FaceTime Matthew's dad, didn't answer. We're like, we'll just party with the people who are here.
No, I do
This
think
is
the
great.
first couple people we called didn't answer.
Yeah.
So we were like, I was like, I'm gonna go drink, and then
It's a little awkward. Like,
yeah.
you're like,
Yeah.
we FaceTime Gil's parents, and they didn't know, and then we FaceTime two of his best friends, and they didn't know, and then they were annoyed that he didn't tell them.
Well, mine was hard because my parents were in separate places. My
Yeah.
mom was at the beach with my grandmother and my aunt. And I'm like, hey, why are you people not answering?
I know.
And then
Like, what are y'all doing?
My dad is watching my dog. I'm like, really? What are you doing?
Where's my animal?
You are alone.
You're like, I need to see Honeybee right now.
Yeah,
like,
You're
don't,
alone with the dog.
I don't need to tell you. I need
Yeah,
to
you
tell
I
guys
know
her.
she's safe.
my dad's the best dog babysitter ever. And sometimes if he's watching Honeybee, he'll go, I went to the grocery store, Mary, so I don't have to leave the house this weekend except to go to church.
That's precious.
So really, he was home.
So why
We
was
know
it
he was
answering?
free.
Just playing with the dog. But yeah, it was a lot. And then this is another thing I've heard people ask a bunch, like posting the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Is it tacky? Do people just want to know anyways? Or like, because I've had friends who are like, yeah, I put up a picture of my hand with the ring. Like everyone's zooming in, everyone's trying to see it anyways, like whatever. Or there's some people who are like, you know, I'm not posting my ring that's like tacky, like blah, blah, blah. Like,
That's a good question.
Yeah, I've heard people talk about it. Our post was just a picture of me and Gil, like with the background being
right.
like the beach.
Mhm.
And I mean, a ring was in it, but I was just holding champagne or
Yeah.
something. But we did do, it was vacation. So I did like a vacation post afterwards, and there was a ring pic in there, but it wasn't like the first picture.
Right.
I feel like people want to know anyway. So I'm like, might as well give them what they want.
Yeah, that's
like,
like,
Yeah.
it's like they're zooming
they're zooming in.
in.
Yeah.
I'm
That's a
just
good
like
point.
not a poser for pictures. Like I
Yeah.
felt uncomfortable.
Mhm.
Like everyone was so happy. It was just a lot. So like Matthew and I took a few pictures, just like us two standing up on the deck.
Yeah.
But like my mother-in-law basically made me go take like a selfie of my hand.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's enough.
Hmm.
I've just like felt weird. Like I
Yeah.
don't think my hands are like Gorgina or anything. Like, I'm not posting a picture of my hands. Thanks. I'm like hiding them. They're kind of manly.
Yeah.
Okay, go on, Kate.
I didn't post a hand, like a ring
Mhm.
picture. It was just Kyle and I, and like the captain of the boat took it. And then afterwards, there was another boat out there, the like group pontoon boat.
Did they like airdrop you?
Oh yeah, I had all these people like texting me like these like very low quality pics, and I was like, "Thank you so much."
So glad I have these. Thank you.
Thank you. Not needed, but appreciated.
Love the effort.
But I guess that is true. People are like zooming in. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, no, people are nosy. I mean, I was nosy.
But
Yeah.
like I also
am
used to
nosy.
just like wear the ring around the house and like before I got
before.
engaged and would
Now
just
I-
send Snapchats of
You
it.
guys, well, I work from home, and now like sometimes I like don't put my ring on. I put it on every time I leave
Yeah.
the house, but like around the house, I'm like taking it off by the sink. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
you
doing
taking
lose
it
it.
off
I'm just like,
for something that we wanted so badly. Now I
Yeah.
like am like, eh.
Don't you feel naked without it though? Like
No.
sometimes you don't. Like if I go to work and I don't have it on because I had like
If I-
taken it off. Or
If I
whatever.
leave the
you
house
guys-
for the day,
yeah,
I
if
feel
leave
like
the house, I put it on.
Yeah.
But like if I'm in my house, like it is like I just
Especially
take
in the
it off.
winter, putting
I take
gloves
it off
on.
everywhere I
Oh my
go.
gosh.
like to walk the dog.
Well, also I take it off so much. I feel like I take it off when I'm washing my hands or if
Yeah.
I'm like doing laundry and like
I don't take mine off as much as I should.
mine's big on me though too,
Oh,
which
see, I
I
have that
think is
little-
the other
yeah.
thing. Like
When-
get your ring sized, everyone. Marshall has Marshall has a thing on her ring.
Yeah, like I got mine sized, but I have a thin band, and then like the ring sits up high, so it
It's
twists.
top heavy.
Yeah,
I can't. I
I
hate
know. I
the
say
ring
top
adjuster.
heavy, but like I feel like kind of like a douchebag saying that.
Oh,
yeah, but I hate
I
wearing the
guess.
ring adjuster.
Somebody said that the jeweler said my ring was top heavy. I didn't know.
That's what they
I guess that's a good point.
I
Yeah, I just
roll,
feel
you
like
guys. I'm
she's
rolling
saying
my
it.
eyes.
I didn't know.
My
Sorry.
ring's really cool and Art Deco.
Your ring is gorgeous.
Okay.
Not that top heavy, dumb bitches. Okay, after you were engaged, were you excited? What was like the first wedding planning? Like, what was the first thing you guys started doing? Because I remember like I was engaged and so many people were texting me on the car
So
ride home
many.
from the beach, and you're like, holy crap. And now I have to plan a party, and half the people that have texted me, like, you're not invited.
Yeah, people come out of the woodwork, like you were saying.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. People are like, I am so happy for you. I'm like, you've never met Matthew.
Yeah, I'm like, I haven't taught you in 5 years.
You literally don't know
I'm like,
anything
this
about
could be
my
the most
relationship.
toxic relationship you've ever heard of.
He could be a serial killer for all we know.
Are you really happy? Thanks, though. Well wishes.
They just knew you wanted to get married.
You're like, this
girl's
desperate
been
bitch has
Anyone
been
will do
talking
this.
about our wedding for years. Thank God it's happening. She finally convinced someone.
Bless his heart. No, I like did make a point to try and at least have a month before
Yeah.
I started playing. That's all the advice I got was like try and just enjoy being engaged. But honestly, I couldn't really enjoy it because everyone was asking, and then I
Yeah.
started getting super anxious about it, and so I kind of broke the month thing.
Same thing. I had every intention of
Mhm.
taking a month, not planning.
Yep.
Kyle was actually the one that was like, okay, what are we doing? And I was like, I thought we were
Sweet
enjoying
Kyle.
this.
I
Like,
had no clue.
and he's like, no. Like, we need to get busy. And I was like, all right.
Oh my
Sweet,
gosh.
sweet Kyle.
Gil was like, just like, okay, we're engaged. And then, like, I think he didn't think about anything else until he walked down that aisle. I don't really think he knew
That's
anything.
Matthew.
Yeah.
I literally though I sent Matthew, I helped Matthew buy my ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would not be. No,
Well-
Matthew has not done a thing. He picked out some highball whiskey glasses.
And you're taking them off the
Important.
registry.
No, I'm not taking those off the registry. I'm taking off. He also picked out these wine glasses that are like gold rimmed. I'm like, who the hell's hand washing these every time we use them? Not I. So we're put those back.
Gil
get
puts
those
our
back out,
gold
the
rimmed
gold
ones in
rim.
the dishwasher. I was like, please don't do that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. They're glass too.
Mhm.
I'm like, we're getting glasses, not crystal,
Mhm.
for the sole purpose of we're young and I want to put these in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
No, you're not putting gold on the rim. Thanks, Matthew.
Yeah.
Thanks for your decision. Idiot. No, I started planning so fast. But my mom and my mother-in-law has 4 kids, so it was her 4th and final wedding. She had just come off of one.
Mhm.
Like, it was like off to the races. I have 2 future sister-in-laws. They were like, what? It was done. And then it undone.
Yeah. I feel like for how much you planned and yours has had the most like curveballs thrown. But
Oh,
like,
that
I
is
mean, it's
kinda
all
interesting.
it's all working out. Like,
Man
Yeah.
plans and God laughs.
yeah, that's it. That's exactly what happened to you.
Yeah.
But it's working out. So
Yeah.
thankfully
No, it's going to be perfect.
it is. I can't wait.
So, lessons learned.
Yeah. I think this is my biggest lesson learned is men are dumb. And if you want something, you have to really spell it out.
Mhm.
Like, if you want an engagement to be private, like, mention it.
Yeah.
Or they don't know.
Yeah.
Like, that's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if it's like you're engaged to someone like as perfect as planning as Kyle, I'm sure you still had to like
Yeah. if you
tell
have-
him.
I told him I
things.
didn't
Yeah.
want a photographer. I
Yeah,
told him I
same.
wanted
If
nobody
you have
there.
specifics, I think
Don't be shy.
state those.
Yeah.
And they don't have to be like weird. Like, it can be like, Caitlin, like, I don't want a photographer there. Like, and then he would be like, oh my God, thank God I don't have to pay for a photographer.
Yeah.
And there's some girls who are like, I need a photographer.
Mhm.
You need to be like, cool, whenever we get engaged, it's in your hands, but like, I want a photographer.
Yeah. And I said, not in front of anyone,
Yeah.
not at a sporting event.
Ah,
Right.
Because we
you want to
do-
be on the Jumbotron?
Oh my gosh, I would die. And I was like, he was like, what would you do if I did that? I was like, I would say yes, just to save you the embarrassment. But then we would have a serious discussion when we left. I'd probably be mortified, all those people looking at me. But yeah, be specific.
Yeah. No, someone
They
just got
wanna
engaged on
please
like a
you.
Mardi Gras parade
Mhm.
and like, not me. That's not for me. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I don't want to
do
be
well with the
wasted off my
attention.
I
face
don't
with
either.
like face paint. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
No, my face turns way too red. If anyone so much as glances at me, like, let's not.
Right.
Yeah.
No, done. But when you get engaged, this is also my tip. Don't buy everything
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
away. I am like such a like impulse buyer. I don't know what you would call me. I'm a big shopper. But like I bought so many things. I was ordering like stickers with our monograms, all this stuff. Like, wait a little bit because like there is so much that's going to come at you.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
Instagram, TikTok, you're going to see so many ideas on Pinterest. Like, wait until you've seen it all before you start ordering some of that stuff because like you have a while. Like
Yeah.
stickers come in a week.
Yeah. And also
I ordered a
another,
lot of stickers
Stickers
that I've
come in a
thrown
week.
away.
what I had to do was like once after I got my dress, I had to just not look at anything else. I didn't want that dress
Yeah.
regret. I
Right.
never had dress regret. I love my dresses, but I had to stop like
Yeah.
unfollow like or block or whatever
Yeah.
because I didn't want to be like, oh, what if I
But
got
at
that?
first, look at every
Yeah.
dress.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and keep
try
an
it on.
open
Be
mind.
open mind.
Yeah,
You might
because
think
you
you
never
want
gonna get the
something.
one you like.
Well, and
Yeah.
I
You're
think
gonna
that's
get.
like macro level too, not just for dresses. It's like keep an open
Yeah.
mind because you could go in just, I mean, as we said, with all these plans and
Mhm.
ideas.
And I had 80 Pinterest boards, you guys. Like I had my Pinterest boards organized. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
knew the date. So my Pinterest board was the date of my wedding. This is
Mhm.
before I got engaged. I had the ceremony,
that.
the reception, bridesmaids, inspo. I had everything. And like,
Mhm.
not that much of it has changed, but a lot of it has. So like you just find out so much more,
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
when you get into the world.
And then you hear like what your husband may or may not, like future husband may or may not have opinions on.
Or what they surprisingly do have opinions on.
So
So
enjoy the process. I know as cliche as it is and like hard to do leading up to it.
You learn a lot about yourself.
You do.
I mean, like
You learn a lot about compromise.
I finalized my invitations this week, and I'm like, you're constantly fighting with the people who control your budget, i.e., your parents, and it's an exciting time.
Yeah, and then also, I don't know about y'all, but there were some things I thought mattered so much at the beginning that by the end of it, I was like, I actually don't care as much about this as I thought I did.
My whole thing with this whole thing is like KISS, like keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
If they are asking me something, I'm like, no, I don't want anything over the top. At first, I was gonna get an ice sculpture thing for the raw bar, not a real ice sculpture, just like for the stuff to be in. And then I'm like,
it doesn't matter
it's
that
a little
much.
gross, Mary Lily.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like you just have to figure out what
Yeah.
and well, I think we have a whole episode on that of like figuring
the
out your wedding
access.
priorities
There
and
is
stuff.
so much.
But
yeah,
keep it simple. Enjoy just the
try
freshness.
to enjoy it.
yeah. All right, you guys. So we just went over what our engagements were like. But now let's take a quiz to see if we did everything that brides.com thinks we should have done.
Okay.
These are 18 things to do after getting engaged. Oh, after. Well, whatever. We've all been getting engaged. Call your parents.
Done.
Get a manicure. Was this an issue for anyone?
I got one.
Kyle panicked because I hated my manicure, but again, I actually didn't think I was getting engaged. And so he called Chelsea, who was the person who knew, and was like, Chelsea, you need to get Caitlin to go to the nail salon with you.
Also, Chelsea is whose wedding they were at in Wilmington on their first trip together, which is why they went back there, which is so romantic.
Yeah. And so she was like, Kyle, like, I'm out of town. I can't do this. Like, she'll be fine.
Oh my God. No, this is what Kyle should have done, because Sean does this for your gifts sometimes, is he should have had Sean send you a manicure gift and say like, thanks for being a good sister, because you would have bought that.
But I didn't care. In the hindsight, I don't really care.
I know,
like,
but
it was
if
like,
anyone needs to trick Caitlin into getting a manicure,
it's
like,
Sean.
Text me. I can figure it out.
No, I got a manicure.
If anyone needs to trick Caitlin into spending money, let me know. I had a manicure too. Good. But my mom went with me, didn't pay for it. Story of my life.
I love that.
She goes with me to every manicure. And
Yeah.
we like pay separately, except for recently.
we love
Recently, she's like trying to spend time with me, and she keeps being like,
She's
"You want to
bribing
get your
you."
nails done?" I'm like, "I have no money." She's like,
My
days
treat.
later, she goes, "You want a treat?"
Love that type of treat.
Company.
Post a ring selfie. Did we post a ring selfie? We all talked about that. I feel like actually we covered a lot of these.
Cheers. Yes.
Did we do a cheers and celebrate? We had a fun one for me, actually. Like when I got back, Caitlin and Marshall and one of my other good friends from high school, our friend, I guess, we all went to dinner and you guys brought me like the Chuggy bride stuff.
Yeah.
Like, which also I feel like when you see it and like see all the stuff, you're like, that is so dumb. Like when you become a bride, I have 2 pairs of I Do slippers and I wear them regularly.
Yeah.
One I had to throw away. I got so much spray tan on them. Like,
And that's why you had a second pair.
yeah,
That's why you got the
got
backup.
too. So like, it's like funny.
Embrace it.
Yeah. Embrace
Yeah.
it.
Wear the weird stuff. You can only wear it for like a year of your life.
Yeah.
And then give to someone else. That's the best part is I feel like we've shared so much of our like bride
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Like if someone wanted to go on a bachelorette tomorrow, I feel like I could throw enough
Oh,
shit
yeah.
in a box and be like,
Oh,
here,
1000%.
you're set.
Yeah.
Get your ring insured.
Yeah.
Matthew did that. Matthew was like,
That
did
was
that
good.
after. No, but Matthew did it after we got engaged, after he'd taken it on the boat,
Oh.
all the stuff.
All the
So-
stuff.
Then the next day, once I have it in my possession,
He's like, oh, you got to get that
we
insured.
need to insure that quick.
God.
No, my parents did that. It was already insured before
Yeah.
because we had it.
When they gave it to you,
Yeah.
did they have to up the policy probably? They
They're like, she's a
"We see this girl's
liability."
Yeah.
Snapchats.
They're like, this girl is dumb.
A liability. I was shocked Kyle did it before because after the boat, I was like, we like, don't even give this to me. And he was like, it's insured. And I was like, oh.
Caitlin's
You
like,
think of
"In that
everything."
case,
Let's get a bigger. I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
I hate this one.
Whoops, dropped it.
Okay, next on this is take a breather, which you guys I feel like
We
both
tried.
did.
Tried.
Well, tried. Not me.
Then I had a panic attack and
Yeah.
there went that.
No, I didn't even try. Get your ring sized.
Did that.
Didn't do that for a minute, but yeah.
Need to do that more. Again, think about a date. Wow, brides.com. That's number 8.
Wow. Maryland's like, I did that before I got engaged.
Yeah, Maryland's like,
this article is must be from pre-COVID. I mean, it's from 2023.
Oh, wow. No,
Like,
you got to.
No, you guys. After COVID,
everything is
well,
wrecked.
maybe things are slowing down.
Oh, I know when it was.
Well, now it's even
Yeah.
more intense because now people, I feel like, because of COVID, are like having these long. If you want to have a short engagement, you need to find your venue before.
Yeah.
And you need to think about your date. Should not be your number 8. It should not be after ring selfie.
Should be number 1.
You can wait to get the ring size if you get a ring stopper from Amazon.
Yeah, which is what I did.
Also, that's a pro tip. Get ring sizer. Just like type it in on Amazon. It'll be there tomorrow. There's a bunch of different types that like come in a package. You can get
That's currently what I still have on my ring at this moment.
yeah. You can get a variety pack and then like go through and find which ones
And
you
then
like.
return it.
And it annoys you. Like, I think I would change my one every week. Because I was like, now I hate this one. I'm going back to like this version.
I like the coily one.
I know you do. I like it, but then it stretches out.
Yeah, I have a whole pack.
Yeah, you
that
have
has
to change it
lasted
all
me
the
since
time.
I got
Yeah.
engaged.
Okay. Research wedding venues. Like we said,
Obviously.
that should be, that's number 9. Do that
I feel like it
before.
should be a little higher, but
Like, if you feel like you're getting engaged, I feel like
I already reached
start
out.
looking.
Yeah.
Get
I
an
think it
idea.
was easy because like y'all were getting married to like people were sending me bridal stuff already. It was like kind of in my algorithm.
Yeah.
And then once I started looking and it becomes part of your algorithm, like you just start to get a feel.
Yeah.
But again, everything changes. Determining the size of your wedding. Oh my God.
Ugh, that just kind of fell into our lap. I feel like Gil's
we have a
family's
whole
so
episode
huge.
on that.
Yeah.
For the list and the size.
It's insane, you guys.
The size part is actually my least favorite.
Yeah, you guys. You know what's the most awkward part is being in Augusta for my engagement party the other weekend.
And half those people aren't invited.
I had to have Matthew cut a lot of people, and because his family's huge.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and he is from Augusta. His parents are from Augusta, and his grandparents grew up in Augusta. So, like, his friends are also, like, family. So there are so many people that, like, it's like,
Huge.
we're inviting his friends and his parents and their grandparents. And it's just, like,
multi-generational.
grows. And so I had to be like, Matthew, like, this is a joke. Like, I don't want to be surrounded by 400 people. That would give me hives. And so he cut people, but like recklessly. Like, I'm not kidding. It's like he just like was drunk and cut half the list. We're in Augusta for our engagement party. It's a small town. We're running into so many people not invited to the wedding or the engagement party. I'm like, oh, I'll see you tonight. Matthew's like, no. They're like, we weren't invited. I'm like, oh my God. He slashed half the list. It's a lot.
At least you didn't have to do it.
Seriously. Discuss a budget. Literally the lowest point.
I don't think Gil and I ever discussed it because it was
Oh, I had to discuss with my parents.
My
I feel like you
parents.
need to do that
Yeah.
before you set your list and before you pick a venue.
I agree.
agree. I also went over a couple times.
These brides, I'm over. I was over when I started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what my
I was
dad's-
over because my parents wanted to add stuff, and I was like, "Well, you're paying for it, so have at
Yeah.
it." So a lot of it was on them, but
I
Still.
Don't
feel like
care.
my parents set a budget and then they got basically like an Excel spreadsheet from the venue,
yeah, we got
which
one
is
for
our
planner.
club. And they were like, all right, well, now you're over budget. I'm like, you picked this venue.
You also know,
You didn't even,
you
this is
know,
your fault.
I don't know if you know this, but like the week or 2 weeks before the wedding, when you start getting hit with all those,
and you've got to do the
that's when we
tips.
realized how much over budget we
My
were.
dad has
We stopped
so-
counting at that
Oh,
point.
we
We
did
stopped
too.
counting.
We stopped counting a while back.
We know everyone who's kind of working our wedding because we're doing it at our club where we've like gone for a while.
Mhm.
And so my dad already has tips included, like
Yeah.
a sociopath.
Yeah,
That's good,
well, I
though.
made Gil pay the tips.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about like just like random stuff like the lights that were in my tent. Like, and I had the rain plan or cold weather plan. So
Right.
like that was
Ours is good because the coordinator at the club like does the wedding.
Yeah.
So she is like, here's a spreadsheet of like every, like
right.
here's your
possible.
line items.
Yeah.
So we've like already gotten them, which is nice. And then she's like, here's possible line items. So that's good. But no, every budget discussion is a discussion I could have gone without.
Yeah. It's
I'll say that.
that also needs to be higher up in my opinion. That
Yeah.
needs to be like number one almost before you can even look at venues and stuff.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
terrible, you guys.
I know.
And
It's
your
not
guest
even
list,
terrible
it's-
because you're not
the
trying.
guest list is what makes it.
No, but the worst part is
Yeah,
you're not
those
even
are the two biggest
trying
budget
to spend the
dependers.
money.
Mhm.
You're not even asking for anything extravaganza.
No,
Yeah.
you're just trying to get married and have a party.
You're like, I'm sorry, but like you guys have been telling me this my whole life. I'm just trying to invite 60 people to a dinner.
right.
Yeah.
No, it's like you've killed someone in your parents' eyes. Build a wedding website. Ugh.
I enjoyed that.
I didn't mind it. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. It was pretty. I didn't do like
was
I
I
just
did
did a
Zola.
template. Yeah,
I did Zola.
I did Minted, but like it was a template.
It
You
was a
just put stuff
template.
on
No,
there.
yeah, mine was easy. I just like was like, I used to like work kind of doing that kind of stuff, and like I
Mhm.
just like didn't want to. My mother-in-law kept being like, "Where's your wedding website? There's
Yeah.
nothing on it." I'm like, I don't know what's going on with my wedding. It's changed a million
Yeah.
times, so I don't want to put anything in print. Like my life's in shambles.
Yeah.
As someone though who loves someone like looking at wedding websites to know all the details, I feel like Gil and I got ours up real quick because
That's good.
it was
My details have changed, and
Yeah,
I put
that's
like
true.
private ceremony, and then people are like, "Are we invited to the private ceremony?" My mom's like, "You need to take this down, Mary Lily. We're getting all these phone calls." I'm like, "Who is looking at my wedding website? I've only gotten 2 registry gifts." Like they're
Oh, I've
looking at
looked
it for the
like
wrong
5 times.
reasons.
Oh,
what
Well,
else is on that list?
A lot of stuff, but we, I think, have basically
there
given a
anything that
better
we didn't
list
do?
than brides.com.
relax.
Relax is
In
one.
number
we didn't do that.
18. Yeah.
Really, they're experts. Give me a break. Plan an engagement party.
My sister-in-law did ours.
Check out trunk show schedules.
I didn't do that.
How is that even on this list?
Who
And
has
they
time
put-
for that?
And they put budget at number like 12.
No, I didn't do a single trunk
Choose your
show.
bridal party 14. All right.
I would also say
brides.com.
give that one
Yeah.
a moment. Don't jump
Well-
into that one.
No.
Yeah, don't listen to brides.com. Listen to Unveiled Opinions.
We have your back.
First
Yeah, those are-
episode.
Those are unveiled opinions.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us and tuning in.
Subscribe.
Oh, yeah. Swipe up. Follow my channel. Please subscribe.
We have a TikTok.
Yes, we have a TikTok and we have an Instagram. And follow us for everything wedding related. We can't wait for you to go with us on your wedding journey and my wedding journey.
Oh, yeah. Tune in for the next episode.
Buckle up.
We have lots of opinions.
Until next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.